All right, senior interviews. We just had the last preseason practice of the year. Season actually starts tomorrow. Debbie just met with the club about bus ride and making sure they had pillows and blankets and all that. So today we're going to talk to OJ Olson. First, OJ, you are on pace for over 2,000 career digs here at SFA. That would put you third all time. And the other two, Stephanie Figures, who she was the best libero this conference has ever seen. And then Maddie Hanlon, who you played with your freshman year. You're very driven. What's your thought about being compared to liberos like that?
It's such an honor to be compared to such great legends, I guess you can say, and to the fact that I'm even up close to any of their stats or anything. It's just, it's great. It's amazing to be up there with them, and I'll always be a part of this program here, and my name will always be in the books somewhere.
I know you take a lot of pride in, of course, first, team accolades, but I know you're a very driven player. Last year you were voted second team all-conference. I think the all-conference balloting is, kind of interesting because the way it's done is, coaches submit lists and then it's not an open type ballot. And so I felt like, you deserve better. Was that something that you looked at and went, there's another feather I've got to prove that I'm a first teamer?
Definitely. It was kind of heartbreaking when the results came out, and I was still very blessed that I made a team at all. But seeing second team, I was like, whew, okay, I know I am the best libero in this conference, so I definitely want to prove something to people. But in the end, I wouldn't have traded a first team for not winning conference. I'm more happy than I can be with this season last year.
So let's talk about team concept for a while. One of the things that we talked about with Jackie was team defense. There are some teams in this conference that have one good middle blocker. This team has two all-conference middle blockers, plus yourself on the back row. You guys take great pride in sort of having that sort of banner of being the best defense in the Southland Conference?
Of course. Coming in, we tell all the new people, all the freshmen, defense is one of our things. We are known for our defense, and it's not just people may think of defense as the back line. No, it starts up there at the net with, like you said, the middle blockers and our pin blockers. It all starts with them. And then, they kind of make the back row job easy. If they do their job at the front, back row players, we just line up around them and we do our job as well. And Lexus and me and myself back there, we own the court. There's nothing dropping between any of us. And just as a court, six of us out there, we work so well together, as taking up so much court, and I have no doubt that we have the best defense.
Yeah, I definitely think so too. I want to talk to you about Lexus here in a minute and when we get further along. Okay, let me ask you a little lighter question now. Jackie might have clued you in. I was going to ask this. With her up front and you in the back row, let's just say it's a bizarro world, okay? Let's just say that, the parallel universe opens up and Jackie has to play libero and you have to play middle blocker. Who would be better, Jackie Allen at libero or you at middle?
Well, I'm sure everybody knows my height challenge, but to be honest, I'm going to have to give Jackie that. Oh. I'm going to have to give Jackie that because my height, I can't. I have 100% faith that I could move quick, but there would be splits. I would get this far over the net. I would get blocked. I could do a decent job, but I think you could train Jackie to be a better libero. I'm going to give her that one for sure.
Okay, but to give you your due, right, when you were in high school, in club, you would occasionally attack. Is that right?
I was a hitter until sophomore year in high school.
Okay. So there were some front row responsibilities there. Let me ask you this. You mentioned about Lexus and stuff. Are you not that the girls that flank you on the back row, that any of them have any particular weakness, but depending upon what rotation you're in, are you more aggressive in serve receive based upon who's to your right, who's to your left? Do you mentally sort of have a different level of aggression knowing who's side by side with you?
Yes, definitely. If there is not a non-primary passer next to me or a front row hitter who came back to pass, I will cheat their way and take as much court of them as I can to take that responsibility off them. But and if Lexus is on my other side, I trust her 100% to take a little bit more court. And she knows that we have a great communication. She knows that I'm going to push this person over so she can take more. And if we split the court, we know our zones exactly. I feel like we're just a perfect puzzle piece, and we're a great combination.
I wanted to ask you that because that was something I thought I had seen you do during last season and even seen a little bit in practice. And I thought that was, what a libero should do, take charge back there. You've mentioned Lexus a couple times. Talk a little bit about her growth and the trust you have in her. And, she's going to be expected, like you said, to play a little bit bigger role this year. Talk to me a little bit about what Lexus brings to the back row defense.
Oh, she brings a lot. Just in this past year and in spring, she has taken huge steps with her defense. I've seen her much quicker. She's got touch more balls. I feel like her confidence maybe has grown a lot because there's no more hesitation. There's none of that. But I wouldn't want anybody else back there. I mean, of course, I trust every teammate, but I love her, Alexis, back there, and she's going to do great things. And I know whenever I leave, the shoes that she's going to have to fill, there's not going to be a big gap or anything. She's going to fill them perfectly, and she's going to run it back there.
This question I had written before a couple days ago, and then last night you contacted me through social media. I wanted to ask you about social media. Social media is such a big part of promoting athletics now, with everybody, having a Twitter account, sport-specific, Instagram. I know you're on Instagram, but you're not somebody who is one of the biggest social media people. Do you see that? I wrote that, and then it's like, well, last night she needed to get a hold of me, and she did it through Facebook. So, is that something you see as a distraction, or does that just not fit your personality? Or kind of talk to me about your decision to sort of pull back a little bit in terms of being social media butterfly.
Well, I don't think it much of it as a distraction. Personally, it's just not really something I do. Like, I don't even have a Twitter account. I get on Facebook once a month, maybe, and Instagram would probably be the most thing that I do, which I rarely check. But I just think I don't really have much time, and I'm not one big to just sit on my phone and just like look through pictures, look through all that. But I mean, I can see how it could be a distraction with everything going on in the world. You're always in some communication, some form on your phone, and news just pops up instantly. But like I said, that doesn't really fit my role. I can be like in the Stone Age with all the technology.
Yeah, some players tell me they see it as a release, that they really like to be on it because it is a distraction, and then other players give the answer that you did. You mentioned the word role there in that answer. I wanted to ask you about that last. What would you say your leadership style is? I mean, we have seniors on this team that are also starters that have been integral to the team the whole time they've been here. But they lead in a little different style. How would you? But even last year, you being the only junior on the poster, you were sort of the game day poster person outside Shelton Gym. You've had leadership roles before, but how would you describe your style?
I definitely see myself as just someone who connects well with everybody on the team, and I'm not scared to connect with anybody. I feel like I take care of myself very well, and that makes others respect me in a great way. And I will go up to somebody instantly, and I like to connect with everybody. I will come up to everybody once a practice and like let them know what they're doing. I'm always communicating. If you come to games, I'm always loud on the court. So I think that's a big thing, just communication, is that I'm always there, I'm always working hard, and people feed off of that. So I see myself as someone people really look up to, which makes me feel well. I mean, that's a great thing to do, but just that.
I think what's neat about this leadership core is that there are some of you that are pretty vocal, and then there are some that are a little more reserved. How would you, like you said, on the court, you're very loud. In fact, I told Jackie, I can pick out your voice a lot of times over the top of the rest of the crew that's on the floor. I just think because of the pitch of your voice and things, you can hear you well. But how would you how would you maybe some of the freshmen and new players wouldn't have that style.
Right.
Yeah, what effort, or how does someone like yourself, who's pretty vocal and can be a cheerleader and a supporter and encourager, but also be the player that can get in a player's face if they need it? How would you connect with some of the freshmen that maybe don't have that style?
Definitely a one-on-one thing. I would pull them to the side and be like, and I would get serious in my face and be like, look, this is what we need from you. This is what we do things, and maybe you're doing it, but you're not doing it to our level. And I mean, I wouldn't bat on them like blah 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 or anything. Just take them one-on-one, and then hopefully they will change it and let them know. But there have been multiple times when some people communicate, but it's not like close to what we do. So I'm just like, hey, pick it up a little bit. You're in this, you're a freshman, you're new, so you're just learning the ways. And that's the big thing about freshmen, is that they're new. They're still learning. To this day, we've been practicing for almost 3 weeks now, and they're still learning new things. So you just got to take it day at a time, and they've taken great steps, and everybody on this team is taking great steps. And, yeah.
Fans, OJ Olson, I'm calling it. I called it last year. She was my pick and I know I'm biased, but she was my pick for Libero of the Year last year. I think the competition is cleared the way. I think this is it. I think this is your year where you bring home the hardware. And again, hopefully there's hardware on these new banners in here. Another ring. OJ Olson, she'll be in action tomorrow at Auburn. They'll leave early in the morning. Thanks, OJ, for being willing to sit down.
Great. Thank you so much.